Dear friends, this is Ashwani Kumar Dwivedi from LCD उत्तरांचल यूनिवर्सिटी देहरादून। फ्रेंड्स, आज मैं एक टॉपिक पे डिस्कस करूँगा, इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के एक टॉपिक पे। और मेरा ये मानना है कि अगर किसी भी लेक्चर के साथ मटेरियल अगर सामने रहता है तो हमारा ध्यान जो है, जो लिखा हुआ है उस पे ज़्यादा रहता है, ना कि जो लेक्चर हम सुन रहे हैं उस पे। तो मैं आज एक इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के टॉपिक पे कुछ डिस्कस करूँगा आपसे। और यकीन मानिए, अगर इसको आप सिर्फ 2 बार हेडफोन लगा के सुन लेंगे तो ये टॉपिक आपको मेरे हिसाब से पढ़ने की ज़रूरत नहीं रह जाएगी। कुछ फैक्ट ऐसे हो सकते हैं जिसे आप ऐड ऑन करें। नाउ टुडे वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस a very important topic of Indian Constitution, that is nature of Indian Constitution. What is the nature of Indian Constitution? Whether the Indian Constitution is federal or unitary. Now question arises, what are the federal constitution and what are the unitary constitution? In federal constitution there are concept of two governments, central governments and state government. But in unitary constitution or unitary government there is a concept of one government and all the powers subsist with that particular government. Now the question arises, what are the essentials of a constitution to be federal? There are some essentials by which we can understand which constitution may be considered as federal constitution. The essentials are, first one is the constitution must be in writing, or we can say the written constitution. Second, supremacy of constitution. Third, there must be division of powers. Fourth, judiciary must be independent and the constitution must be rigid one. First one is written constitution. Second one is constitution must be supreme law of the land. Third one is division of powers. Fourth one is independence of judiciary. And last one is the constitution must be rigid. Now we will put the Indian constitution in these essentials and get whether the Indian constitution fulfill the all the essentials of a constitution to be federal. If Indian constitution fulfill these essentials, it means Indian constitution is a federal constitution. The first one is written constitution. We all are aware that Indian constitution is a written constitution. So first essential is fulfilled. Second one is supremacy of the constitution. Indian constitution is the supreme law of the land. In India, no law can be made which infringes or violates the provision of Indian constitution. And if there any law is made, it will be null and void. So second essentials is fulfilled. Third one is division of power. Here one important thing is should be noticed, that division of power and separation of power both are the different things. When we talk about the division of powers, it means distribution of powers between the central and state. And whenever we discuss the term separation of power, it means the separation of power between the leg. Leg means legislative, executive and judiciary. In our constitution, the 7th schedule provided the division of power between the central and state list. In 7th schedule, there are 3 lists: union list, state list and concurrent list. We all are aware that the entries of union list should be made the law by the union government, and any entry which is provided under state list, law should be made by the state legislature. And if any entry is provided under concurrent list, it means law will be made by the both. But if any particular topic a law is made by the central and state, both the law of central government is prevail. But there is another concept of doctrine of repugnancy, in which if president gives his or her assent, then on the concurrent list the law made by state will be prevailed. So the third essentials of the federal constitution is fulfilled by the Indian constitution. Fourth one is independence of judiciary. We know that the Indian judiciary is independent, because in a federal state there may always be a chance of disputes between the central and state, and to sort out those disputes the judiciary must be independent. Fifth one is the constitution must be rigid. In our constitution, under Article 368, there is a provision of amendment. There is three types of amendment: by simple majority, by special majority, and by the special majority and more than 50% states ratification. Now, with this particular discussion, we are in position to say that the Indian constitution is a federal constitution. But some persons are saying that Indian constitution is not a federal constitution, but it is a unitary constitution. Now we will check what are the provisions by which the people are in position to say that Indian constitution is a unitary constitution. We will discuss one by one. First, Article 155 and 156 of Indian Constitution provides the provision to appoint the governor. The head of the state is governor, and governor is appointed by the central state. It means power is subsist with only central government. Second, Article 3 of Indian Constitution. Article 3 of Indian Constitution provides the provision for the central government to change the boundary or to change the name of the state. Third, Article 249 of Indian Constitution. Article 249 of Indian Constitution provides that if the Rajya Sabha by its 2/3 majority say that it is in national interest that law should be made by the parliament in a stateless subject, then law will be made by the parliament. Article 250, during the time of emergency. During the time of emergency, all the powers subsist with central government. In our constitution, there are three types of emergencies: 352, 356 and 360. Now, Article 251 and Article 252. Article 251 says that if there is any matter related to foreign state, then law will be made by the central government. Last, Article 252. Article 252 provides that if two or more than two states agrees that law should be made by the parliament, then law will be made by the parliament. These are provisions by which some persons are of opinion that Indian constitution is a unitary constitution. But if we observed all the provisions deeply, then we will find that all the provisions have some regions. For example, Article 249. Article 249 provides the provision to make the law by the central governments on state matter, but only by the recommendation of Rajya Sabha. And Rajya Sabha means representative of the state. It means when state says that or state recommend that, then parliament make the law on state subject. Article 250, during the time of emergency. It is clear that during the time of emergency, the powers should be centralized. Otherwise, the government is not in position to tackle all the problems. So, during the time of emergency, power must be with the central government. Article 252. Article 252 provide that whenever two or more than two states agrees, that law should be made by the parliament. In this particular provision, parliament is not asking to make the law on the state list matters. But whenever the state thinks fit that on a particular topic of a state list, law should be made by the parliament, then parliament make the law. For example, Kaveri water dispute. Kerala and other states, they are not in position to sort out the problems. And if both are agreed that law should be made by the parliament, then parliament make the law. So with the whole discussion, now we are in position to say, or in the words of K.C. Weir, Indian constitution is neither a federal constitution nor an unitary constitution, but it's a federal constitution. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. आप इस लेक्चर को केवल हेडफोन लगा के 2 बार सुन लीजिएगा और मुझे पूरी उम्मीद है कि 2 बार सुनने के बाद ये लेक्चर का आपका कॉन्सेप्ट हमेशा के लिए बिल्कुल क्लियर हो जाएगा. और अगर आपको लगता है कि इस वीडियो से आपको कुछ भी सीखने को मिला है, तो प्लीज़ मेरे इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिएगा, जिससे कि मैं और टॉपिक पे और वीडियो बना के आप तक पहुंचाता रहूं. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. स्टे होम एंड स्टे सेफ एंड प्लीज़ रिस्पेक्ट योर पेरेंट्स. थैंक यू वेरी मच.